Hi everyone, my name is Judith Butler and I am the returning officer for the 2021 Student Union elections here at MTU Cork. I would like to welcome you all to today's hustings, which will give you a clear introduction to each candidate who has put themselves forward for election. Each candidate will speak for a maximum of 3 minutes outlining their manifestos, and this will be followed by a 1-minute summary in reverse order. Moreover, each candidate can be contacted directly to answer any specific questions or if you need clarification on any points they raise today. Their contact details are available on the Student Union website. I would encourage you to exercise your right to vote on polling day, which is this coming Thursday, the 11th of March. Voting is online and will open at 12 a.m. midnight on Thursday and close at 7 p.m. Full instructions on voting will be sent to your mycit.ie email account, so keep an eye out for that. Now it's time for me to introduce the candidates. We have 2 candidates running for Communications Officer, Oisín Gahan and Rory McClintock. We have 1 candidate running for Entertainment Officer, Niamh Cronin. We have 1 candidate running for Projects Officer, Isabel Kavanagh. We have 1 candidate running for Vice President Education, Cian O'Driscoll. We have 1 candidate running for Vice President Welfare, Sinead O'Mahony. And 1 candidate running for President, Aisling O'Mahony.
Hello, my name is Oisín Gahan and I'm a 21-year-old third-year Recreation and Leisure Management student in MTU Cork. I'm running for the position of Communications Officer. Some people may recognise me as a former Good Start Ambassador, student leader and also the college's Movember Ambassador in 2020. Along with this, I am also a class rep as well as the Union Council Chairperson. Most importantly, I'm a student like you. In my time studying in CIT and MTU, I have realised the importance of good communication, while also having found my passion in college politics through the Students' Union. I will bring a determined, passionate and level-headed approach to this role, while always remaining positive with my can-do attitude. I hope to better improve the communication channels between the SU, the Students' Union and also the students themselves to create a better MTU for all. Most importantly, regardless of how you vote, it is important to vote. Many great people have gone through our Students' Union and our college before us and have paved the way so that the student voice is heard. It is important because every vote counts, and that means that your voice is heard as much as anyone else. You matter as much as every other student in our college. Lastly, the communication officer is very important because communication is the key to better understanding. If you choose Oisín Gahan number 1 for communications officer, I will be that key. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Rory McClintock. I am a first year in electronic engineering and I'm 22 years of age. I find it so strange to be looking at the camera right now talking to you because I'm a real people's person. I would have loved to have been in the canteen and seen you all face to face, but I guess this way at least you will be able to hear me and I'll be a lot quicker. I promise I won't take up much of your time because I know you probably have a lot of assignments. I know I do. I'm going for communications officer. The reason for this is because I feel I could bring a lot to the role. I am a public relations officer in the Mature Student Society. They made me this position because I'm very good at talking to people, very good at formulating emails, and I'm up to date with all the newest social medias. I'm also class rep of my class 2020. I've made a Discord for them, I've set up different roles, and they find communication very smooth and they find it very easy to contact me. This is something that I think is vital. The key to communication is actually listening. And I know as a communications officer, my job will be to listen to everything you guys have to say and everything you guys don't say. I really want to improve communication with students to students and also communication with students to lecturers, because I feel in these unprecedented times with COVID-19, it's actually very difficult to get in contact with some people. In fact, for the position of this role, I didn't actually receive the email until I was in a Zoom call to do with being a class rep or a society, I don't remember which. but I'd really help to just improve how you receive information from MTU, but also how you receive information from fellow students. It's vital at this time, when we can't all be together in study halls and everything, to be able to formulate study sessions and communication. And this is something I really feel strongly about. This is something that I think I could bring onto the role. So I could really use your vote come this Thursday, 11th of March, and I hope to see more of you soon. Thanks very much.
Hi all, my name is Niamh Cronin. I'm the current Communications Officer, previous chairperson to the Students' Union, and I was class representative for my first years at college where we organised successful class events. I also helped to solidify the MTU merger, and I am proud to say that I am now a third-year business student here at MTU Cork. And like all of us, I've been studying at home, from my bedroom, in my pyjamas, since around this time last year. Let's face it, it's been a rough year. We've missed out on the typical college experiences, nights out, race days, just to name a few. And we long to be able to go back to here, and my personal favourite, here. And we all long to be back on campus again, to see friends, to have an engaging learning experience, and to be part of all the amazing events held in person. We appreciate the part that you have played in slowing the spread of COVID-19. We applaud the work that you as frontline workers have done to keep this country going, and we know how much you have sacrificed. But things are looking up. With the vaccinations rolling out, the light is truly at the end of the tunnel. As your entertainment officer, I have a plan, and I promise you that when we are back at college, that we will make up for the time we have lost with amazing in-person events across campus, with the support of the Students' Union Executive, who will be dedicated to celebrating our long-awaited return. But in the meantime, I promise to host virtual events to give you a break from your studies. Last semester, we hosted a class rep Zoom quiz that was a great success. I hope to run similar events for the entire student population, as well as virtual music bingo, virtual catch-up sessions, talks, and much more. Another area that we can come together virtually is through volunteering. As a Youth Advisory Panel member for Jigsaw Cork, I have a great passion for youth mental health, and I understand the positive benefits of giving back and being active. Virtual volunteering is a great way to keep you entertained, to give you a break from your studies, and a great tool to assist your overall well-being. I promise you that I will host and organise virtual volunteer events that range from walks, runs, cycles, you name it, to support our local charities. I promise you, as your entertainment officer, I will listen to your suggestions. I will be there for you, and I will ensure your student voice is heard. From my experience on the Students' Union, you are at the core of everything that we do. Every decision we make, every discussion we have is all concerned with improving your student experience through academics, welfare, and most importantly, entertainment. I know we all want to break free and can't wait to be back, but we have to remember we're all in this together. Vote Niamh Cronin, number 1 for Entertainment Officer, and let me entertain you.
Hello everyone, my name is Isabel Kavanagh. I'm 21 years old and I'm in my third year of studying International Business with French here in MTU. I'm currently on Erasmus and living in Lyon, France. Erasmus is a compulsory component of my course, and going on Erasmus during a global pandemic has definitely made me realise that life really is what you make it. And this is why I have decided to go for the role of Projects Officer in MTU. During my time in MTU, I have been a class rep for the past 3 years. It has been the most amazing experience as I have made so many friends and learned various new skills and talents that I never knew I possessed. I have learned communication skills, and it has been my honour to represent my class for many years. I also worked as a Good Start ambassador in second year. It was fantastic to be able to work with first year students and be a mentor and friend whenever they needed someone. During Good Start, we had to create lots of fun and engaging events for first year students in order to help them to integrate into college life and to make friends. One of my goals as Projects Officer is to create fun and engaging events, and my experience working with Good Start will definitely help me with this. This leads me on to why I want to be your next Projects Officer. In my role, I hope to work closely with the other SU officers and create fun and engaging events for students. Naturally, these events will take place both on campus and online. I also want to help my fellow students to get their voice heard. After all, the students are the most important aspect of college life. So just a bit about myself. I've always been known as the person who has a good sense of humour and is good crack, while also being a very hard worker. So I definitely think that this role would suit me perfectly. Lastly, I would love to have your support on the 11th of March, just to vote Isabel Kavanagh #1 for Projects Officer. You won't regret it.
Good afternoon all, Cian O'Driscoll here, your current VP Welfare, and I'm delighted to announce that I'm running for Vice President Education this year. Delighted to be in front of you here today online, and I'd like to thank Vicky O'Sullivan and all her team for the work they've done in putting this online, especially the voting as well. So remember, voting takes place March 11th, and I'm asking for your #1 vote as VP Education. Basically, I'm just going to go through a list of things that I plan on doing this year if elected as VP of Education. So obviously a quicker appeal process. As we know, the appeals can actually take quite a while basically, and obviously I want to try to speed that up, so because these times can be very stressful for students. Also, improved infrastructure regards the Wi-Fi and CIT MTU Cork campus. We do know that it can be slow, there can be issues with it, so hopefully you can try and improve that. Also computers, newer computers inside open access, and more computer labs as well around busy times. Also the academic policies and procedures, I want them to benefit you the student, no one else, just the student, so try get the best possible policies and procedures for yourselves. Also continue the student-centric environment here in MTU Cork campus so you've the NMCI, you've Cork School of Music, and you also have Crawford, so I want to continue the student experience there as well. Also extend the library opening hours. As we know, coming up to exams, things like that, it can be very, very hectic in there, but also extend the hours. Continuing also to make sure the students benefit from the MTU merger that is currently taking place and has taken place, as we are now MTU merged with our friends in Tralee. Also that the MTU merger benefits you, the student, academically, and also for Erasmus, and making more connections with outside industry for opportunities such as work experience. Also, I want to continue working with USI, representing you, the student, on a national level, representing your views, your issues and your problems, fighting this to get the best possible outcome for you, the student. I also want to work with my colleagues in the union to make sure that after COVID, the return to campus is as smooth as possible for you, the student, the experience isn't hampered, and that you have the best absolute time ever on campus, between on-campus events and also nighttime events such as nightclubs, big international acts, you name it. We'll be working together as a union to give you the best possible experience. So basically, yeah, I'd like to thank you all for coming here today online to watch these hustings. Again, I'd like to thank Vicky O'Sullivan and her team for putting this into place, and to vote Cian O'Driscoll #1 Vice President Education on Thursday, the March 11th. So thanks very much, guys.
Hello, my name is Sinead O'Mahony, and I'm running for the position of Vice President Welfare at MTU Cork Students' Union for the next academic year. I'm currently a final year international business with German student at MTU. And although my time as a student is coming to an end, I do want to see MTU implement a few changes that I believe will improve our university and make for an overall better college experience for each and every one of you and for all the students to come. I'm running for the welfare position because I'm passionate about the welfare of students, and I want to ensure that each and every concern of students are listened to, but more importantly, are acted upon. While writing my manifesto, I wanted to focus on the key areas that I believe are real concerns and issues for students. These areas include mental health, physical health, social inclusion, and financial stress. Mental health is really important to me, and I'm a strong believer that students who are better able to manage their mental health will be better able to manage their studies. I do also believe that MTU have an obligation to not only focus on academics, but also on the mental health of the students. I want to push for more funding into the mental health services at MTU and for more counsellors and health professionals to be on campus so that more students can be seen. I believe mental and physical health go hand in hand, so if elected, I will strongly focus on physical health of the student population. I think MTU could be doing more in educating students about nutrition, So what I want to do is bring in more guest speakers and professionals in this area to simply explain to students about nutrition and training so that they can achieve their physical goals and take control of their physical health. I'm really passionate about sports and I want to encourage more uptake of sports at MTU, as I do believe that sports tie the pillar of mental health, physical health and social inclusion together. I want to ensure that every single team and club has proper training facilities, has a coach and has the proper equipment needed so that they can carry out their training. I also want to make MTU a more competitive college and improve our sporting reputation, and I will encourage students to attend more of MTU sporting events and stand behind their college. I would also like to see more physical health initiatives on campus. I want to ensure that no student of MTU is feeling lonely or isolated, and I want to increase social inclusion within MTU. I will aim to work with class reps and course coordinators to organise more outdoor bonding and teamwork sessions so that people get the chance to better know their classmates and make more connections. As we all know, coming to college is a huge financial expense for families and for students, so reducing this stress and pressure is an area that I want to focus on if elected. Everything that I've mentioned can be seen more in detail on my manifesto. I really do believe that I can use my voice and make the changes that need to happen at MTU happen. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to vote Sinead number 1 for welfare this Thursday.
Hey everyone, my name is Aisling O'Mahony and I'm honoured and proud to be running for the position of President in your Students' Union. I'd like to start with a message to the current MTU student population. So in the past 10 months, you, the classes of 2020, have seen cancelled final year balls and other social events on the college calendar. Placements postponed or cancelled, Erasmus students returning home. You sat and watched your lectures unfold across Zoom. You had to adapt to completely changing environment and sit exams in a way you never had to before. Most of you did this while serving the country in part-time jobs that became full-time. Our social care and biomedical students, along with many others, continue to serve on the front line. Our final years graduated in their sitting rooms and our class reps received virtual awards. We welcomed our first year classes into a world that is far from normal. You, the student population, have shown that you are resilient, and I am so proud of this. Rest assured that your Students' Union have been working flat to the mat alongside management and other staff to ensure that your best interests and health and safety were at the forefront of every single decision made. If re-elected, I wish to push for the following to be introduced. Number 1, recorded lectures. The need for recorded classes and tutorials was vital for students adapting to the online learning environment. A policy needs to be put in place to urge lecturing staff to record classes so students can access the education that they deserve. If elected, I want to further improve mental health facilities. In anticipation for an increased demand for mental health supports across the college, extra counsellors have been hired. I have also got the go-ahead for a free life coach service to be offered for students who might need a little support and guidance at this time. I'll be urging the college to monitor and review the extent to which these services are being utilised and to future forecasts to ensure that the waiting lists are kept at bay. Private accommodation providers in Cork have increased rents year on year. In March 2020, many students had no choice but to leave their student accommodation complexes to return home during the pandemic. Accommodation providers refused to refund thousands of euros worth of rent, and as a result, students and their families were left out of pocket. I am currently working alongside the USI on a policy that has been presented in the Dáil to prevent this from happening again and to allow students to pay monthly going forward. I aim to lobby the government to provide much needed publicly funded accommodation where rent rates can be controlled and where student tenants have more rights. At the end of the day, you are paying for a service. The student calendar should prioritise the student, and the current academic calendar is failing to do so. I want to continue to work with management to come up with a solution that is student friendly. If elected, I want to also take action on reducing the college fees on a national level. These are just some of the plans to help make your student experience that little bit better. You can find my manifesto on my LinkedIn at Aisling O'Mahony or my Instagram. So I'm just urging you to vote Aisling O'Mahony number 1 for president this Thursday, because I won't let you down.
In reverse order, the candidates will now make a 1-minute speech summarising their key points.
Summary video. Rory McClintock, first year in electronic engineering. I'm 22 years of age. My slogan is the key to communication is listening, and that will be my number 1 goal. I want the misrepresented to be presented. I want the unheard to be heard. And if you want any more information, you can check out my Insta, Vote for Rory, which is my campaign Instagram, and you can find all the information you need about me right there. Thanks very much, guys.
Regardless of how you vote, it is important to vote. As I said before, many great students have gone before us and have worked very hard so that the student voice is heard in the college. It is important to vote because your voice matters as much as everybody else. As you may have already noticed, since the first part of my speech, my shirt has changed from black to white. This is the proof that regardless of the message that I have, my communication levels in this role will always be clear and concise. I hope that you may consider choosing me, Oisín Gan, number 1 for Communications Officer. And remember, communication is the key to a better understanding. If you choose me, I will be that key. Thank you.
Hi again. To sum everything up, I promise you that we will celebrate our long-awaited return to on-campus activities when safe to do so, host fun and engaging virtual events to support you and your overall well-being, and find and organise virtual volunteering events to give back to our community and to give you a break from your studies. I'm full of ideas, passion and enthusiasm. Overall, I will listen to you and ensure your voice is heard. We all want to break free, but we have to remember we're all in this together. Vote Niamh Cronin, number 1 for Entertainment Officer, and let me entertain you.
So just a quick summary, I would love and appreciate if you could vote for me, number 1 for Projects Officer on the 11th of March. As I said, I really have the students' best interest at heart always, and as I said also, I'm great crack and a good laugh, so I think it would be fun and good to have me as your Projects Officer. And so yeah, thanks a million for watching, and I hope to have your vote on the 11th.
Hi all, thanks again for coming to the hustings online. I'd like to thank Vicky O'Sullivan and her team of Judith Butler, the returning officer, and Anthony Fleming, who ran the online hustings, which was very successful, and it's great to see the turnout here today. Once again, my manifesto is available online on my Facebook and on my Instagram, and yeah, basically my record speaks for itself. I will continue to fight for you, the students, in my role as education if elected on March 11th. So I'd encourage you all to get out on March 11th and vote Cian O'Driscoll number 1 for Vice President Education. Thanks guys.
I strongly believe that each and every one of you should put your trust in me as your Vice President of Welfare. I'm a dedicated and hard-working person who likes to get the job done, so a vote in me will not be wasted. I'm passionate about the things that affect students, and I'm running for this position so that changes can be made happen. I believe everyone who comes to college should get their money's worth. I'm passionate about your well-being and ensuring that your concerns are heard and listened to. I will ensure to have an open door policy and do my very best at solving any issues that students have. Thanks so much for listening, and don't forget to vote Sinead number 1 for Welfare on Thursday.
In the last 2 years, your Students' Union has proven to be a powerful team. We gave you an updated new common room for when you return to campus, updated gym facilities across different campuses, new outdoor spaces, investment into mental health resources. We moved exams on race day. Last summer, we waived repeat fees, removed capping of repeat exams, and for those who wanted to repeat to improve in the autumn, did so for free. Behind the scenes, I fight long and hard for you in every single meeting with your best interests at heart. I want to ensure that you're getting bang for your buck by pushing for further investment into your classrooms, your labs, your library, your canteen, your gym, and your workshops. I want all students to benefit from this merger. This is a huge period of change for the college, and I want to make sure that students remain top priority. I will continue to speak up on matters that affect you, and I will stop at nothing to make sure that you leave MTU with the best student experience. So vote for me, Aisling, number 1 for President this Thursday.
Thanks to the candidates for summarising their key messages and points. However, I would also encourage you to check out the candidates' online campaigns for additional information. If you need further clarity on any of the points made by the candidates, or if you have any specific questions for the candidates, please remember that you can contact them directly. Their contact details are available on the Student Union website. So we are now at the end of the Hustings 2021. And while we might have done things a little bit different this year, the elections are as important as ever. So please do exercise your right to vote on polling day. And just to remind you that polling day is this coming Thursday, the 11th of March. Voting is online and will be open at 12 a.m. and close at 7 p.m. Full instructions on voting will be sent to mycit.ie email accounts. I would like to take this opportunity to thank you, the audience, and the electorate for tuning in, and to thank the candidates for their speeches and indeed for putting themselves forward for election 2021. Good luck to all of our candidates. Thank you to all listening, and stay safe.